Today we're going to make the perfect basmati rice. Today we're going to make the perfect basmati rice. And we want you to also let me know if you ever made basmati rice before, or if you have any questions. And please stick around to the end of this video, because I've got so many important tips that I want to show you. Now, I'm Chef Don McMillan, and we've got a great recipe, and the key thing is that this recipe will lead to many other wonderful rice dishes. So if basmati rice is one of your favorite rice, you're going to want to watch this video and other ones, because we've got lots of good things to do. So let me show you how we're going to get started. We're going to start with the onion. Now, everyone knows when they watch my cooking shows that I have to have onions. I mean, it's just my most important vegetable. I want to show you how to dice an onion. Really easy, perfect every time. So watch this. We have two parts of the onion. We have the flower part and we have the root part. I'm going to slice off the flower part right there. And then I'm going to turn it around and put my knife right where the root comes out and just slice that off as well. Now look at this. You see the root is still there. Place your knife right in the center of the root. Put your hand on top and just push down and divide the onion into two. Now, once you've done that, we're going to remove the outside first 1 or 2 layers of onion skin. Okay? Those are the parts that don't cook up so well anyway. So let's just get rid of those. I'll place this in my little bowl here so I can get rid of it later. And I want to show you, this is the root, you see? And where the root is, I'm going to make an invisible line. This invisible line is a mental note for me to let me know that the point of my knife will stay on this side of the line. I'm going to make a series of vertical slices by just putting the point of the knife at that line and bring it forward like this. Now, see why I left the root in there? The onion is still intact. Turn it back a 1/4 turn. Put my monster grip hand, see how I do, hold it like that so I only have the knuckles guiding the knife. Hold my knife correctly, 4 fingers on the handle, 1 on the bolt, and then just slice down like that. And look at that, perfect diced onion every time. You can make a large dice, small dice, medium dice, any one you particularly like. Flip it over when you get to the invisible line, and then cut around the root. We don't need that anymore, it's done its job. And now we have our diced onion. The next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to cook the onion in our pot with some ghee. Ghee is clarified butter. And want to check out one of our other videos, so I'll show you how to make the perfect ghee at home without having to drive all over town looking to where to buy ghee, okay? But we've got our ghee right here, clarified butter. I'm going to use about 1 tablespoon and just put it right in the pan, okay? It's going to melt up beautifully. Gives it a great aromatic quality to cooking. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our diced onion, and I'm going to place the diced onion right into the pan with the ghee. And listen to that sizzle. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so good. Get all of it in there. And then I'm going to give it a nice little stir. And then the point I want to make now is when I'm sauteing this onion, it has natural flavors in there like sugar. It's going to come out, and as it comes out, it's going to actually hit the bottom of the pot and caramelize. And when it caramelizes, it's going to bring a new dimension into the cooking. And everything we do is about flavor, so keep that in mind. Whenever I'm cooking, the aroma and all the senses are going to be there, but that flavor is what we remember over and over again. And that's what we're doing. We're creating flavors. And of course, we're creating memories, because when people enjoy your rice, they're going to want to come back and have some more. They got to make extra, you know? All right, let's saute this just a little bit more. I want the onions to just start turning a beautiful light brown, okay? Kind of like the color of toast. Now here's a helpful hint I want to give you. Take a pinch of salt and then just put a little pinch in there, and what's going to happen, the salt is going to have the onions extract more of that sugar that's naturally in there. so you'll get a quicker response to it. Okay, now look in there and you can just see they're turning a beautiful color. And at this point, I'm going to add in my basmati rice. So here it goes in there, and I'm going to saute the rice in with the onions and the ghee. Now every grain of rice is going to pick up that wonderful flavor in there. Now you may say, hey Chef Don, how come you didn't wash off your rice? I saw a lot of rice recipes and everybody seems to wash off their rice. Well, here in the United States we get our basmati rice and it is just perfect. I don't have to look for any impurities or anything like that. And I do want some of that starch that is in the rice. So if I wash it off or rinse it off, I'll lose some of that starch, and I want some of the rice to stick together when I plate it, okay? So that's why I don't do that. Now, it's been about a minute, and that's all it really needs. This rice is toasty and just lovely. I'm going to add in my water. So here we go. Just place it right in there. Now you're going to get a sizzle, so you don't want to get too close. It's going to sizzle really fast. Look at that. That's because every grain of rice was heated up and flavorful. Now we stir. And the next thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of pepper. And then a little bit more salt. Now, of course, you can add more salt if you like it. I prefer to add a small amount and then I let my guests add more salt as it goes along. So we're going to bring this to a boil. I'm going to add another ingredient, and it may be as a surprise to some people, but a bay leaf. I'm just going to put that bay leaf in there. I used to think when early on in my cooking experience that bay leaves were just for garnishing. And then I said, well, let me just try something else. So I put some bay leaves in water and let it boil. And the wonderful flavor that came out of that essence told me that that's why bay leaves are just a universal herb. So I like to throw one in there to give some flavor. Now watch, see it's boiling? I'm going to bring it to a simmer. And I'm going to put my lid on. I'm going to set my timer for 18 minutes. And I'm going to have perfect basmati rice. Now, while the rice is cooking, I'm going to dice some cilantro because we do need to garnish our food. Because our rice is cooking, the next thing I want to do is take some cilantro. So I have some cilantro here that I've rinsed off 3 times. And the reason I do that is because the cilantro grows in sand and we don't want sand in our dish, right? So I just needed some cilantro for garnishing, and we'll take that and look at this beautiful cilantro. And you see these stems? The stems have more flavor than the leaves. So why throw the stems away? Let's use them all, right? And then we're taking our cilantro and we're just rolling it up, and we're going to place it into our hand and form a ball about the size of a golf ball. Just put it right in there like that. Place it on your cutting board, and I'll always use a cutting board. Remember that, okay? Don't try to chop up something on a plate or something. You got a knife and you got your hand, and it's very important to preserve your hands. Now, we take our knife and we just slice down like that. And then like this. And I'm just going to chop up our cilantro, and this will form a nice garnish and also gives a nice flavor. I have a policy that I don't put things on people's plates that they can't eat. So keep that in mind. Everything has to be 100% edible. And the cilantro just gives it a nice flavor and makes it quite edible. So let's go ahead and pick this up, place it in our little bowl, which we will use in just a little while. Okay, let's just check out our rice and see. Wow, beautiful. What a great fragrance, and surprising, just that one bay leaf just gave me a beautiful whiff of flavor. Now, you see the grains in the pot. I'm just going to fluff them up. I'll take out the bay leaf, of course. We don't need that now. It did its job. Fluff up our rice. Some of the onions came to the top, and there it is. Perfect, beautiful basmati rice. But we're going to take it a step further. I'm going to show you how to plate it. So what we're going to do is we have this beautiful cup here that is going to spray a little bit of olive oil in there. And then I'm going to add in my basmati rice, which has been flavored with the ghee, the clarified butter, and also a little bit of salt and pepper. Pack it in there. We're going to place it upside down on our plate, like that, exactly where we want it to be. And we're going to throw a little bit of cilantro for a special effect. And this is the perfect rice. So this rice is also a nice fluffy rice, perfect for biryani. And also, if you want to know how to boil rice, it just doesn't get any better than that. So listen, I want you to subscribe to this video and like us. And if you have any questions, for example, on cooking rice, or you have some suggestions, please let me know, because I would love to get back to you on that. And I personally will answer any question that you have now. Okay? So if you like this recipe, or if you like any of our other recipes, please check out our videos. We've got so many things to offer. You're going to love every one of them. Thank you. And remember, all of our recipes are simple and delicious.